you. Next, we have, is that Katrina Berry?
Yes, sir. My name is Katarina Berry. I am at 2825 Clark Street, Columbia, South Carolina, 29201. Good evening, members of the council. Thank you so much for allowing me these 2 minutes to speak to you on behalf of the Richland Library. Even while its doors are closed, the library is still open. Every day, Richland Library works to remove barriers by providing services that support and help people all over the county. Now, I want to mention some of the personal examples. I'm a small business entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a millennial. My business is largely based online. I do work alone. I use the resources of the Richland Library constantly and consistently, and all of them are free. So, for example, today I've used the Richland Library and uploaded about 8 videos in about 15 minutes in their parking lot with their doors closed, with high-speed internet available to all who come to proximity of the building. I'm also using the ring light to light my face as I'm speaking with you that the Richland Library loaned me and has allowed me to keep during the pandemic, which allowed me to work from home instead of their studio space. I enjoy the award-winning library that we have in our county, and our community is better served because of their efforts to improve services throughout the county. I'm asking that you please continue to fund the library and its services because we know the library, like all other agencies, will make good, responsible choices to maintain the current levels of resources and services to the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, I have Tamara Robinson, and following Tamara Robinson, Jennifer Moore. Tamara Robinson. Jennifer Moore.
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, Tamara. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yes, thank you. I apologize for that. But I'm Tamara Robinson, and I'm a realtor of Richland County and the surrounding areas. My office being 481 Town Center Place in Columbia, 29229. And I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak with you in regards to how Richland Library really does enhance between my business being an entrepreneur and being able to help the community. Richland Library is at the very center of the community, providing services that help people all over the country. Personally, as a realtor, when I have people that are moving into the area or considering, then Richland County Library is where I can point everyone for. It's like a one-stop shop for everyone. The library does so much for the community and supports the quality of life for all citizens. I know there is more work to be done, more communities to serve, more places to reach, and more learners to create. But that requires funding. That work requires your help. I know this is a challenging budget year with many demands. Then there are dollars. However, I'm asking that you please continue to fund the library because we know that the library, like all other agencies, we have to make good, responsible choices to maintain the current levels of resources and services to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have Jennifer Moore and Kevin Tan, if Tan is here. Jennifer? Is Ms. Moore present?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. I apologize. Thank you for letting me speak this evening. I'm Jennifer Moore, representing United Way of the Midlands at 1818 Blanding Street in Columbia, 29201. First, I want to thank the county for your support of our Resilient Richland project. So Resilient Richland is an initiative across the county to improve child well-being and to reduce adverse childhood experiences so that kids can grow up and reach their full potential in life. The county has funded us last year, and we would request your support for next fiscal year with 2 resiliency teams, one based at Watkins Nance Elementary and the second at Jackson Creek. So each team has a social worker attached to it to help our families navigate community resources so that they can reduce household stressors and help them find the help, the financial help, or other help that they need to really, make their family successful. We also have behavioral interventionists that are located to work directly with the children in the classrooms and with our teachers as support. With COVID, we immediately switched to virtual work so that we have maintained those strong connections with our families. But we've also increased our support, so adding emergency food supports to the families, school supplies, and then kits for our parents, along with fun activities for kids. But Resilient Richland also has an amazing opportunity to leverage additional resources. So we were recently invited by the Duke Endowment, which is a very prestigious national endowment, to apply to expand this work. And it would expand the work at both schools. And so we're very excited about that. But we would request the county's continued support into this next year to make that Duke Endowment effort sustainable and successful this current year, and then also help us attract additional outside resources so that we can achieve long-term sustainability of the teams. What we know with social distancing, with children e-learning at home, it's been hard. We have families that have endured
We'll actually
financial
try to wrap it up a
stressors.
little bit. Get close to time. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we know that children, being out of school and the stressors that their families have faced, we know that building resiliency is more important now than ever. And so we thank you for your previous support for our current work this year, and then ask for your support for Resilient Richland this next year as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Did Kevin Tandy get online? Kevin? No. These are all the names I have who requested to participate in tonight's budget hearing. Then let me ask my colleagues if they have any particular comments at this point before we end the public hearing.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You recognize Ms. Horatio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This was I know we all appreciate an efficient and quick Zoom meeting. However, I can't help but wonder if everyone who would have participated in an in-person meeting had adequate notice of this meeting and how to participate. I would advocate for maybe another way that some of our folks might be able to have their voices heard, because I just can't believe that, we had only 22 minutes worth of public input for our budget this year.
Thank you. I have Mr. Chip Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I did notice, Mr. Chair, just for information purposes, that Mr. Tandy was still struggling trying to get in and talk even a moment ago. So I don't see him on the screen now, but that's not why I want to speak, but I did want to make you aware that he was still trying to give remarks, even though his sound was not working. And so just want to sort of state that for the record. I wanted to comment regarding the participation tonight from the agencies. And as I am a representative for Historic Columbia, certainly have a responsibility as a county liaison for that organization to speak on their behalf in terms of validating and verifying the comments that were made on tonight. And I'm sure that every every organization that presented tonight has just as legitimate reasons for their needs as well. And so I just wanted to, though, go on the record and state my support for the organization that I represent on behalf of the county and the work they're doing, as they, along with all the other very notable and responsible organizations tonight, are requesting our assistance in helping them to survive this crisis. And it's certainly my desire to do everything I can as one member to continue to advocate for Historic Columbia, as well as all the other organizations. But my role tonight, because I am their liaison, is to say that on the record. So thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Malinowski?
Mr. Chair, I move to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's moving proper second for adjournment.
Mr. Chair, before we adjourn, this is Delia Myers. Like Mr. Horatio, I'm deeply concerned that we have, having sat through our budget public hearings now for 3 years.
Ms.
I know
Myers.
that there are other.
I will have to allow everybody to speak, you know, and about our rules if you're gonna have a long conversation about something, because it was moving properly second for adjournment.
I asked to speak before the motion, but I don't know if you heard me.
I apologize. I was looking at the screen and did not see that.
That's okay. Am I recognized or am I out of order?
You're out of order, but we don't have to pass the motion to adjourn. Let me ask,
I'm not opposed to the motion to adjourn. I just know there are agencies who wanted to speak who didn't get proper notice, and I just wanted to put that on the record.
and for the record, I share that concern too. Let me ask the call for the vote for adjournment.
Mr. Chair, before you do that, you need to find out from the clerk how they actually send out notices to these various agencies.
I'll allow that question just for clarification, but since it's a question. But go ahead, Ms. Robert, can you go ahead and answer that question?
Yes, sir. The public hearing notice was sent out 15 plus days ago, and it included information regarding submissions to participate and speak in this meeting tonight. And that public hearing notice went out just as all other public hearing notices go out. And as I said, the information, including email address for those who were interested in participating tonight, was included in that public hearing notice.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Mr. Go ahead and call for the question for the adjournment.
All you need to do is call for the roll.
Let me the roll, yes.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
No.
McBride, Livingston,
No.
Teratio,
No.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning,
Well, this is a very confused, I mean, I'm thinking yes, but I think I'm gonna vote no. But I think I should be voting yes, because I think everybody spoke, even though it wasn't proper. But I'll vote no, just to make sure that everybody wants to speak.
Mr. Manning, for clarification,
Ms. Manning vote no.
no. Jackson,
No,
no.
no.
Myers,
No.
Newton, it fails.
What? It fails, and so now Ms. Myers, I think you were the one asked for the floor at the time.
Mr. Chair, can I have clarification, please?
Yes. For clarification, Ms. Malinowski, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All right, in the past numerous years, the public hearing was always an opportunity for people to have the input. When the input was done, all individuals have spoken, the meeting ended, because that was the only purpose for the meeting, was public input. But for some reason this year, we're now extending this meeting to carry on additional conversation. And I'd like to know why we're not following the normal format of just keeping the meeting to what it was scheduled for, public input.
Ms. Malinowski, there have been times in the past, this is not a carrying on conversation. I just asked them if they had a brief comment before we end the meeting. And that has been done in the past. We're not discussing or trying to debate anything now. And I would make sure they go in. Ms. Myers, you recognize. And remember, this is just not to discuss or debate an issue, just simply a comment.
I'm aware. Thank you. I was going to move that we ask if there are other agencies on the line who didn't send in their notice timely, but who also got notice that this is the day for them to speak timely, who might like to be recognized. in light of COVID-19 and the way we're doing our meeting.
I would say none of that at this time, but I'll, my concern is.
It was a motion. Is a motion not in order?
A motion is not in order.
No, this is a.
Okay.
A motion is not in order. at
Not
this
in order
time.
of public hearing, no.
Well, then, can we schedule a second public hearing? I know that the United Way and
Well,
other
that's,
agencies just got the notice.
That is impossible. We can't make that decision right now. But yes, that's a motion someone can make at any point in time at a subsequent a meeting in the future. To do so, yes.
Mr. Chairman, this is Jim Manning. As a point of clarification, before the motion to adjourn, did you not ask if there was anybody else here that wanted to speak? I thought you did that.
He did.
No, he said that that was all he had to speak. That's why I asked to speak at that point.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Well, as another point of clarification, I would say that if we were in the chambers and if somebody showed up, they would have been signing in and they would have been able to speak. So I would suggest that we do consider if somebody signed on this meeting, that would be the equivalent of showing up in the chamber, signing in to speak, and that we would let them speak.
Okay, any other comments?
Mr. Chair, I'll just support Mr. Manning in that statement.
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized? Prior to our third reading, if anyone who failed to be here or failed to participate this afternoon, perhaps we can schedule a time in that time for them to make their presentation. 2 minutes.
That is an option the council would have. Yeah.
I would support that.
An option is at some point we can decide to have a second public hearing. If council so decides, yes.
Mr. Chairman, Jim Manning again. Do we have any idea if there is anybody on here right now that would like 2 minutes or not? If I were in the chamber, I would see them.
Is there anybody on the line who'd like to speak for 2 minutes now who've not spoken?
I move to adjourn.
Second. I saw somebody's hand look like, I saw the superintendent look like his hand was up. Is that the superintendent that I saw his hand up?
All right.
It is, Mr. Chair, members of the council, it's Craig Witherspoon from Richland 1. I'm just saying, yes, I'm on the line, do not wish to speak per se. We did submit some documents, so forth, to the county, our staff, relative to this year's budget, and just saying I was here on this call.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think, was there a second to Mr. Manning's motion to adjourn?
Yes, Walker.
Mr. Manning moved and properly second for adjournment. I'm gonna ask Ms. Roberts to call the roll reference to adjournment.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride, Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning, Jackson,
Yes.
Myers,
Yep.
Newton. It passes.
Motion passed, meeting's adjourned.
Bye.
Make sure we end the stream since we started again.